This is Dave Smith. I think he's got some other title in the Libertarian Party beyond comedian. I don't think he's just like libertarian comedian. I think he actually is a member of the party and may have some like administrative role or he's an activist within libertarianism. And he's been brought up to basically say to the libertarians, I want you guys to behave yourselves and not act like the sissies on college campuses where they yell at people before they hear the ideas. Right? I guess that's what it is. Let's let him say it.
Hey, there are members of the Libertarian Party, and there are people who came here to support Donald Trump. Listen, I have a message for both of you individually. I hear you. To the members of the Libertarian Party, which I am also one. Guys.
Just pause it real quick, Bradley. I just want to note for people listening, there's an ivermectin advertisement on the right third of the screen.
But that's just the coverage of the RSBN. But that's
fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, that's not the Libertarian Party necessarily doing that, but I'm sure some of them were like, we've missed an opportunity. Yeah. But I love that this, like, this whole speech is sort of like pivots around the idea that like leftist college campus guy people are out of control, they're wimps, and they're afraid of hearing stuff, and he can't even get them to listen to him right now. This is like we are like half a step away from like, I'm going to hold up the hand, but you know, look, conventions are rowdy,
these people are highly motivated by the idea that individuals and not collective should be like responsible for society. So it's kind of hard to get them to all listen, I would imagine.
But yeah, but there's a problem at any convention. And let's be clear, you know, people get upset when they don't, when somebody's coming to speak and they disagree with them. And you can hear that here.
I am also one. Guys, listen, here's my message to the libertarians here. The former president of the United States of America and the current frontrunner to be the next president is here to talk to you. We are not a bunch of college leftist sissies. We believe in free speech. So be respectful. I'm not telling you you have to agree with him, and I'm not telling you you have to cheer for him. But we're not having like Jordan Peterson at Berkeley event here. And the message we're sending to the world is not that we can't handle ideas that we disagree with.
Okay, so now, all right. Now, a couple of things we should just, you know, highlight here in this. Booing at people is not free speech. It's not a free speech question, right? Having people come up and they get booed at or people jeer at them. But the idea of like, we are not, you know, sissies. We can't. So be respectful. I like the fact that he's got to tell this. Like he's honestly, like this is conversations that like my 5th grade teacher will have. We've got one of the parents have come in. They're going to talk about their profession. Be respectful. Same sort of tone. I appreciate that. But here's the thing. These guys love to be so principled, right? Like the way he's going to be talking about, like this is, we're not like those sissy lefties who would, I guess, jeer at people from the beginning. Is that what he's saying?
Yeah, I mean, also saying like it's the former president. So if it wasn't, then it'd be fine.
No. This is him saying like, this is an honor for, he's honoring you. This is an important person that we've actually got someone who is recognized as being relevant outside this room has come to talk to you. So you better grow up and show some respect. Now, of course, he's saying that before the speech. But he's so principled, I'm sure he would say the exact same thing after the speech, right?
I think it's a tremendous improvement. I would also say that I woke up this morning to the coolest thing that's ever happened in the history of the Libertarian Party. And I will, if I'm being completely honest, as Donald Trump was speaking last night, if I had control of how everybody acted, my plan was kind of like be respectful till he says something, like don't boo him before he even gets to the mic and just wait till he says something really bad, which he will, and then boo that. But I gotta say it worked out pretty good because I woke up this morning to reports in the New York Times, the Washington Post, Reuters, the Associated Press, ABC, NBC, CBS, CNN, and the BBC, and they all said different versions of the exact same title. Donald Trump tries to appeal to libertarians and they hate his fucking guts.
If you were saying be respectful until he starts talking, why didn't you say that at the time?
It's not just that, too. It's because, like, they realize, like, oh, look at, they're paying attention to us. We did the right thing.
Yeah.
You know what? That's almost as if, like, there's some value in a group of people sending a message that resonates beyond just their own little, I don't know, convention or campus, you could say. It's almost as if, like, you're a college student and you're at a certain college and you say,
Charles
you
Murray.
know what, I just want to make it sure that people understand that Charles Murray or that Jordan Peterson, we think they're a douchebag. And we want that written out there. And we're going to do everything we can to communicate that. It's almost as if that has value, so much so that you would get up in front of a room of these people and brag about it happening.
Yep. We just saw a bunch of libertarians go to college, folks.
Exactly.
By the way,
guess who just found out the value of protest and the value of screaming back to someone and not listening to any of their words?
He literally probably does understand the value because even though he's denied it, Smith has reportedly been running the Libertarian Party's social media for, I guess, a few years at this point. He's saying that he's not officially involved, but he's involved with getting the word out there. So he literally, it's his job to expand the reach of the Libertarian Party beyond that. That's part of why he's also on the Joe Rogan Experience all the time. I guess, like, when
he's a safe anti-imperialist.
They have such a big tent there in terms of, like, who gets to call themselves a comedian. I know he got his start in that way, but it seems like he's apparently just doing a lot of libertarian activism now.
Well,
would he say that about Biden? Would he say, hey, guys, the president is here to talk. Be respectful until he says something? Of course he wouldn't, because he's actually insincere about that.
Right. And he gives away the game when he realizes, like, oh, wait, these measures, these things are effective. And let's be clear. If the, I don't know, if the socialists were to boo, Joe Biden, you wouldn't get that level of coverage, I don't think. I mean, Joe Biden wouldn't even go. But the point is that he finally sees what works. And did he issue an apology to all those leftist sissies?
Yeah.
That basically taught those libertarians how to do something to get their name in the paper? All right, but let's get to the fun part. This is Donald Trump, and is this the what's the first one? Is it 13? They're in order. Okay, all right. We're probably going to go through these. Here is Donald Trump, and this is about 9 minutes into his speech. How was he met at the top of the speech? Yeah, let's just watch it because don't they boo him as soon as he walks on?
Even though Dave Smith told them not to. Be respectful.
I mean, there's some people chanting for him, some people chanting against. It's a pretty mixed crowd. It was interesting that.
Well, that's the thing. They brought in a bunch of and you can.
It's a free market.
Dave
for these
Smith
seats.
said that up front. Want to welcome the Trump supporters and the libertarians whose convention this is. But look, at the end of the day, I think the Libertarian Party understood that. And this is the thing that I think sort of comes through. They are really, the proactive message that the libertarians have is almost indecipherable. And so they need to define themselves in terms of what they're not, which is what it was so brilliant for them to invite Donald Trump there, to make sure that people understood that they were not Donald Trump. Now, of course, how many of these libertarians are going to vote against Donald Trump? Probably the ones in this room. That's about it. But here it is. Here's Donald Trump showing up.
And it is fun to see him for the first time in a really long time in front of a hostile crowd. I can't remember the last time we saw that.
Thank you.
He's starting to realize it.
Well, thank you very much, everybody, and thank you, Angela, for that introduction. And I am truly honored to be invited here tonight as the first president in American history to address the Libertarian National Convention. Great honor. A lot of people ask why I came to speak at this Libertarian Convention, and you know, it's an interesting question, isn't it? We're gonna have a lot of fun. Well, in the last year, I've been indicted by the government on 91 different things, so if I wasn't a libertarian before, I sure as hell am a libertarian now.
Oh my God. All right, let's go. You can see how he's like, I'm going to work through this. It's all going to be fine. Here he is, 9 minutes into the speech. Incidentally, it was the shortest speech he's given in ages. 34 minutes is my understanding.
He said libertarian about 45 times.
Libertarian. And all he's thinking about is like, what idiot told me to come here? Here he is, 9 minutes in. He's got his whole, like, I'm reading the teleprompter, shoulder switch.
Some goofy guys,
Here we go. Okay, go ahead.
Endless and unnecessary wars all over the globe. Anyone can talk about defending freedom, but I've actually put everything on the line to resist these despots and these stuff. And I stand before you tonight as your best hope of defeating the weaponized Biden and the very evil regime that his people, because it's probably not him because he doesn't know where the hell he is, but that his people are pursuing. You can make the difference. The Libertarian Party can make a big difference.
Pause it. I love that he's got, you know, he's trying to freelance in that thing. Biden weaponizing the government. And of course, too old doesn't probably not doing it because he doesn't know what's going on. And you can make a difference. He loses his rhythm there. He's getting thrown off. It's pretty fun.
Well, he usually feeds off the energy of the crowd when he riffs, and he knows when he's going to like pause the teleprompter and expand and riff and things like that. And now he's like, I feel like I'm back in the WWE or whatever. I need to get a chair. Oh, there's part of him that likes it. Yeah.
This is a little bit later.
This is a little bit later. Go ahead.
A great libertarian
So funny.
who may very well be in the room right now, I believe.
Who knows?
But he's a great libertarian, Roy Murdoch, who I've become friends with through his writings in the American Spectator and numerous other places, wrote an article yesterday in which he mentions just some of the things that make me a libertarian without even trying to be one. That's nice.
That's nice.
DeRoy wrote, Donald J. Trump will address the Libertarian Party at its national convention on Saturday. The Libertarian Party should nominate Trump for President of the United States. Whoa. Whoa. That's nice. That's nice. Only if you want to win. Only if you want to win. Maybe you don't want to win.
Now he's getting mad.
Maybe you don't want to win. Thank you, DeRoy. Thank you. No, only do that if you want to win. If you want to lose, don't do that. Keep getting your 3% every 4 years.
Ooh.
The reasons for doing so, policy and politics.
Pause it for 1 second. He's so mad there. First of all, I also love how like the sign behind them is become ungovernable.
In a graffiti font.
Yeah. Yes, in the crazy graffiti font.
We're rebels.
Total rebels.
Thank you, DeRoy.
Thank you. Can you imagine? I became a libertarian. I didn't even have to try.
Do you think,
I do it in my sleep. If you only want 3%.
Do you think that he took a year off his own life there by just trying so hard not to call them all losers in the crowd, just like looking at, oh god,
I don't know what you don't like about DeRoy Murdoch. Is there something about it?
I like my political parties to get a little more than 3%. Here is this is a little bit later, and this is number 15, right?
Yep, he's just still encourages them to keep like to nominate, and he starts to get back into the.
He's only
insults.
like 14 minutes in now, and he's basically just full on. Well, let me just tell you, you're all insults.
Gathering to nominate its own candidate. Now I think you should nominate me or at least vote for me, and we should win together. You heard those words. Nominate me or vote. Vote for me. Because the Libertarians want to vote for me, and most of them will. And it's very important.
I like you losers.
Because we have to get rid of the worst president in history. And together we will. And without it, there's a risk that we could have 4 more years. We won't have a country left. So what is the purpose of the Libertarian Party getting 3%? What is the reason to take a chance of having this horrible president destroy our country, which he will do in far less than 4 years? It's not going to take 4 years. That is why I'm
not going to take 4 years. It's, you know, this was pretty, the advanced people were not very good at this.
Was he, is he worried? Is he like actually a little bit worried? Did he address the Libertarian Convention in 2016?
No.
It's just interesting
fishing.
to me. Yeah.
It's a close election.
Every vote counts.
Here is where he gives them the. You want a reason to vote for me? Okay.
Let's see.
Trump promoted parental rights and school choice. Trump's education department repealed the so-called guidance letter that turned on-campus sexual harassment accusations into de facto criminal convictions. You know all about that. Who else would do that for you? Trump restored due
Pause it for 1
process.
second. Let's go back just to review here. He's listing off all of his, all of Trump's accomplishments. He's talking about himself in the third party. And one of the big ones he mentions is that I reversed the letter that reminded universities they need to protect people on their campuses from sexual assault. And I reversed that, and I did it for you.
Libertarians.
Not the other stuff. This is the stuff I know how you are with sexual harassment.
I'm not going to beat around the bush anymore, okay?
And I just want to say, it's not me.
This is the kind of rapiest crowd, right? Like that's what we're looking at here.
Did you guys see what Gene Carroll was doing to me? Absolutely unjust.
And guess what? I'm not going to make your 16-year-old girlfriend wear a seatbelt.
In school choice, Trump's education department repealed the so-called guidance letter that turned on-campus sexual harassment accusations into de facto criminal convictions. You know all about that. Who else would do that for you? Trump restored due process to the he said, she said minefield for your children. I know many, many people, what they've gone through with that is they've gone through hell. In a powerful blow, Trump required...
Oh, pause it for a second. You know who else has gone through hell with that he said, she said thing? Donald Trump, but also the, what was it, 18 or was it 40 women who, I think it was 40 women who lodged the complaints against him. One of whom who has won millions upon millions of dollars by proving that he has slandered her multiple times. I think they're actually introducing
she said.
Yes, exactly. Well, you know.
That is, they've gone through hell. In a powerful blow, Trump required universities to respect the First Amendment lest they lose their federal funds. I said, you don't respect the First Amendment, we're taking away all of your federal funding. Trump torpedoed
Well, pause it.
Obamacare.
Like, these guys don't believe in federal funding for schools, do they? Look, I don't know the details of all the weird things that you like or don't like or this and that. But we're going to force what you do, or we're going to withhold funds that you don't want to be given in the first place.
Why didn't he lead with the NFT stuff he did? Or, you know, any of the... He could have just come out and announced a new coin, and that would have gone over better with this crowd.
Basically, what the spokespeople are trying to market is that he's willing to go to places that might be hostile. Like Jason Miller and his other campaign manager have been like, he went to SneakerCon and went to this Libertarian convention and went to the Bronx rally. Like, he's willing to go places and like compete for votes that Biden is not willing to do.
Okay.
That's sort of how they're trying to spin him getting like booed, because he got booed at SneakerCon too when he was hawking the Trump sneakers.
Right.
He got booed there as well.
My God. Do we have any more of that, or is that it?
Yeah, he's kind of just...
I mean, I prefer that strategy to whatever the hell Biden's doing. I mean, you know, I guess it makes somewhat sense for them, but...
Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. I feel like we should have done the entire 35-minute speech and the entire convention.
We missed him saying we're going to take back the country from the communists, and that I'm going to deliver for Bitcoin too.
Oh, okay. So he did hit that.
He did talk
good,
Bitcoin,
good.
yeah.
I'm glad to hear that.
Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.